It's Monday, and you know what that means? It means that the zombie apocalypse has arisen and everything's on sale for $9.99. More on that story later. Let's talk about Marvel Contest of Champions, shall we? In the three-weekly segment we call the MCN. Starting with something serious. That's not so serious. In the daily super event, or super daily event, however you're inclined to say it, you know you can get tier 6 basic shards. I've even been so inclined to grab them myself because tier 6 basics trying to get an MCOC is like trying to, I don't know, keep your money without having to spend it because you need to pay it on bills. But there was a bit of an issue, a bit of a weird thing. About 80k or 20k were missing from the selector from the second milestone. For those curious, this milestone right here, instead of it reading 100k, it actually was down to 80k for some weird reason. And of course, people lost their mind. Quite rightly so. And yeah, it was definitely confirmed that it was not like a change. It was something that was a bug. Kabamasaurus Rex, aka the Karate of Mikes, said this was just a bug and we'll get that sorted. This was back about a couple of days ago. So a late August 9th, like in the day, when people had that. For me, it's 6 p.m. When it goes live. Obviously, for everyone else, different timings of when it goes live. But yep, that has now been fixed and no harm was done. I suppose the question might be about 20k tier 6 basic fragment compensation, but maybe that's another story for another date. I don't think Kabam would kind of honor it, and maybe it was just a visual glitch as opposed to an actual one, but we'll have to find out at some point. Second story, 7-star Titan crystals. I know that people are interested in the champions that are always within them, and whether this actually turns out to be 100% true. I mean, we know these champions are going to enter in the Titan crystal at any stage. However, it's not when, I guess it's who, isn't it? It's like who of these are actually going to be in it, because it's always that kind of unknowing and trickiness that always comes with it. So we know that those that are, I'd say exit June. Oh yeah, exit June next year, and those that are entering in. Big questions always with this. Something to also point out is that when imagery is used of, say, Cat Murdoch's, like, it's always good to point back to the source of things. I try and do as best I can is to point where I source a lot of the materials or report on, or the journalistic elements of going, this is where I found this. There's some instances where I don't, and that is mainly because there might be some, situations of people falling out and whatever. You just go, oh, what's the point of people just constantly falling out and arguing? Like, be more productive. But anyway, like, Cat's infographic had been butchered, like this one in particular here, and that's obviously been taken by Cat Murdoch. And then it's like it looks like it's an official kind of like post by Cat Murdoch, and that is not the case. It is like a doctored, it's an altered image. I mean, Cat says here, someone took my previous Titan graphic and edited on top of it with their own prediction before Zemo was officially announced for it, which is why my banner is missing and the rows are out of order. While the likelihood is indeed quite high that it is the correct pool, 5 newest releases plus the old Solvarch replacement, I personally don't like to update my own graphics until things are 110% confirmed, which is why my Titan picks usually don't drop till it comes out. So there you go. It's better to be sure, just in case. Also, at least one champion can be confirmed of entering, because there's always the question mark of like, well, will one kind of enter? Like, I think that what was it? The point was who's first in entering, because is it Baron Zemo? Because it's either like, I can't remember how it's like frustrating, but it's like, does one not confirmed, is confirmed, gets in, doesn't get in, but Casandra is confirmed to go in. I mean, I personally like this one here by Tarragian, because it's like, it's kind of what happens, doesn't it? Now, if you saw my AI-based video or AI coverage video, Defender Problems video, that was State of AI video that was posted on Sunday the 10th, then you'll know that there's been a lot of, I mean, there's tons of bugs that have never been addressed or have been by the wayside to be addressed since say, the dawn of MCOC time. Here's a good example of a bug that was back in, and earlier than that, March and April of 2024. And of course, this was the last prominent post by World Eater back on December 2024 as well. So regardless if it's like unstoppable, being frustrating, and how AI interact with it, this is a good example of that. You're probably wondering, like, seeing this on repeat, like, what's actually the problem here? Well, again, like, look, children. Okay, right. And for those that need a bit more kind of like they need it in HD, then what they need it for is playback super slow. Let's do that. Okay. Special attack being thrown, that's fine. Then at the end of a special attack, you try and go back in, try and punish. And you can see there, like that right there. The biggest point is AI recovery time, but also there's other things that have been bugged as well for a while. AI needs to be, the AI interacts with so much when it comes to its recovery time that it becomes very frustrating, annoying, and other things like that. Trying to chain into a special attack becomes frustrating. But there's the bigger picture, isn't it? The bigger picture of this, not just specifically the bug being mentioned by the actual post itself, which of course is here, unstoppable heavy attack to start the fight. I get hit, but somehow the enemy can avoid my unstoppable attack. There's things like AI special prioritization, hitting to block counter by special. There's a whole plethora, right? It's not just one thing. But it's a good illustration of a lot of the AI problems going on in game. So we're waiting a long time. Maybe Kabam aren't necessarily fixing this. At least you can do a ticket and you can see something under investigation and hope it could be resolved. I don't know if maybe Kabam are waiting for AI to be improved or AI 2.0 to go live to then have a more easier way of actually fixing stuff. Because I'm not going to say Kabam don't know how to fix it. Actually, it may be that because of the state of what they're doing with AI. Like if Kabam is saying, look, we need to build this new AI. And by the way, if you saw the video yesterday, it's in 2 months' time, it will be 1 year since Kabam acknowledged that Defender's recovery time is high and they were looking to work on it. It's been a lot lot longer, but it's been when Kabam announced that they were dealing with AI improvements, that was something in this year. So the biggest kind of like update, or is there any kind of reassurance, is this. The bug is still under investigation. As per the Trello board, it isn't consistently reproducible. So we'll go with no, Kabam don't know how to fix it. And there are larger bugs that have been taking priority in the past few months. Unfortunately, there isn't anything further to share this time. And maybe that's the thing. Like, because Kabam are prioritizing stuff, like, I don't know what, like, obviously there have been bigger bugs to deal with. But it's sad because this is quite a big bug that I do think needs to be addressed. AI and defenders and the enemy you face off against in a fighting game, that's a fighting game. It's not nodes. It's not other types of elements in game. Like that's not a fighting game. This is why MCC has now become too much of a fighting game RPG and needs to be stripped back to that core fighting elements, basic, that it was to begin with, so it can then adapt and improve and go elsewhere. A quick bit of coverage on Mysterium now. There's still that big question about Mysterium. I mean, this week, trying to figure out where Mysterium is like, where on earth is Carmen Sandiego? Where's Wally? Or sorry, for the Americans and other people in the world, where's Waldo? Where the heck is Waldo? I know him as Where's Wally? Anyway, as I said here, we used to get 27K per week, total of 108K. Look, I just want to find out where stuff is. I think like other people as well, they want to find out where they can get what they can get. And if in the world of Marvel Contest Champions, you don't know to what volumes you get of what, then you can either go, I'll do this, I'll not do this. There was a time where we got over 100 and something thousand. Yeah, sorry, it's right there, 108K per month. There was one point where I think we got like a little bit more than that, but 108K a month to kind of pick and choose how we spend that Mysterium. really good, right? Mysterium store has been buffed. It hasn't been. It's been just slightly altered. But you want to find out where stuff is. That's basically it. Want to find out where Mysterium is. I think even Kabam have had enough with kind of explaining to us where, but they haven't, not even explaining fully. Like Mysterium on offer. Like Kabam should do something when they do their release notes post. Put Mysterium acquisition and be like 27k in this content, 30k in this content, 50-something k in this content over the course of month. It's really simple. Like just kind of do it rather than going, yeah, well, this got this event, this event, this event, this event, and yeah, it's got some Mysterium in, whatever. Grandmaster Rex has given some feedback, always going to be giving feedback to the game team. I think it's just important to give as much feedback as possible, really, what players are okay about or not. And look, the game team can either take it seriously, what you have to say, or not. You know, I do stress that it's Kabamasaurus Rex's job to take and Kabam Pinwheel's job to take information. They're not responsible for the change. They've just got to relay your criticism, hopefully constructive and not framed in a way that you're angry with them, because they have to just take the information. It's the game team that have to be the ones that act on it or not act on it. Yeah, it's like people being mad with like telephone operators, like in call centers. You know, they're basically like, you know, the call center people. So anyway, we need to find out where the Mysterium is. It would be nice, but it's just about being clear, I think, in some of the release notes in future. So let's talk about bans. I don't know if you remember, there was a ban wave on Friday. There's specifics or non-specifics in the way that some of these people were banned and what they claim. I've seen lots of different things, and it's hard to go, it's this right here. Unless Kabam come out with some sort of like response to say that this is the reason that they banned them. I've seen people go, oh, it's because people shared accounts with people in other places of the world, and they bought them cheap items in game or cheap things in game, so therefore they were able to have some kind of like unfair advantage. It's strange as well that there's been a lot of people from one specific region. I'm not going too many details. That's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Could you say that's geopolitically motivated? Maybe, but maybe there's something there. Maybe there's not. Again, we don't know specifics. Kabam will probably not say specifically what went wrong, but there's definitely this point that keeps on coming back. Nothing random about the ban. It's very easy to tell when someone else is playing on your account. So it's account sharing, but there may be something more to that meets the eye. Or there is some element of, is this merc services orientated in attack? Possibly, possibly not. But the plot thickens a little bit more. It's not just like what we said on Friday, and it's not just what we said in that like lead up segment there. There are some weird things about like 1 hour bans, which seems a little bit weird. But then Kabam actually have done this in a different structure. For example, there were 2 reasons for receiving 2 consecutive bans of increasing duration. Kabam applied a ban of limiting duration, and upon further review of that activity by the Fair Play team, decided to evaluate the ban to a higher amount. Kabam applied a ban of limited duration, and upon a deeper dive into the account, discovered additional prohibited activity in game logs and applied a longer duration ban for the multiple repeated violations. As for reason your specific ban, you'll need to contact, by the way, do contact support on this one. I mean, it's the same thing when it comes to buying accounts. If you buy an account from somebody like somewhere over in the world and go, oh, that account was like, I don't know, an account in Kazakhstan, and now you're using it in the Ivory Coast, then it's like, well, those 2 things don't exactly correlate. So Kabam would kind of look at the location of where that account was created and then go, why is it in the Ivory Coast? Have they relocated or not? So, yeah, be careful. Be very, very careful of these things. There's also there was also a little bit of like there was a comment by one of the people that got banned, and it said like, "Oh, I tried to buy the Summoner Sigil," and you kind of go, "Okay, there's something else going on here." But there's still things we're trying to unravel with this and understand. And Command haven't really responded back to it, except for to say, "Look, you've been banned. Deal with it." I don't know if there'll be more specifics to it. Also, with it being straight after the Battleground season ending, the most recent one, there's some stuff that you're kind of like, what's going on here as well. Anyway, that's been the MCN for Monday, and I'll see you in some other content. I'm covering some stuff, probably the new Alliance event dropping later on today. But yeah, see you later. Bye.